Huhi has 180 games played in best of fives. The rest of the roster has combined
now.
6. 183 now. True.
Yeah.
True, but players like DARKWING, players like Castle not having any. eXyu also very, early in his career. And eXyu, last time we saw him, also did have a very shaky series there where it felt like nerves were getting to him. So, yeah, if you're Disguise, you want to get those nerves out of your system and just focus on this next game.
And that's true. And I think what's going to be interesting about this as we go straight into the draft is once you start to challenge a lot of champion pools, a lot of the times it's the younger players that are going to be struggling. But DARKWING is a player that has a pretty expansive pool. He even showed that with a Malzahar.
Yeah.
So even though that was in a loss, it's something that I think I have trust in him as a player.
Gwen is up, and it has been kind of mostly just permabanned because obviously they've been wanting to deny it from Photon. So DSG basically has to take it if they don't want to give it over to Dignitas. But I do feel like that sets up for something that's pretty obvious because Dig on red side, you know that if you're leaving this up, they've been denying it from you the whole series. So they're very likely to take that. So I'm really interested to see what Photon is going to bring in. In Pro Play, we see a lot of Jax as an answer to this matchup. So I would be curious to see if he's going to go that or if he's really going to try to cook on something a little bit more crazy. Because we did see Photon go more out there, a little bit more wild with things like the Kled that can be really aggressive. And it'd be fun to see if he really wants to cook, but I would kind of expect it to just be something like the Jax.
Another super interesting thing is we see the Azir and Maokai locked in.
Team fight.
Yeah, obviously they don't have to pick that Jax up yet. But also Taliyah is up and available as well, right? With the two power pick kind of mid laners both available in this draft. So we could see her going over to DSG and try to set something up.
But I do like the fact that they banned the Pantheon and gave them to Taliyah, so the combination necessarily isn't there, which is like an easy follow-up of the stun into flick.
And normally in these situations, it's like, okay, you first pick Taliyah, then they take away the Vi, then you go Xin, is the normal thing. But Xin is gone. Most of the physical damage junglers are gone. So I'm curious to see what the pairing is going to be. I was going to say, Viego, Lee Sin are the two that I could kind of think of as most obvious.
Yeah.
And sure, Lee Sin can be great, but the problem is you have no point-and-click CC whatsoever, amongst the first 3 picks. Yes, you can still go in towards like a Leona or something along those lines to bring that CC, but that can still get banned out, and it is going to be a Jayce as the answer. I'm a little bit concerned about the Taliyah pairing because no CC whatsoever.
Yeah, and the Jayce lock-in already pairs really well with the champions that they have in the Azir Maokai, right? Like I feel like whenever he comes up in draft, we talk so much about how easy of a setup Maokai has around neutral objectives. That's something they've struggled. I mean, both teams have kind of struggled with at varying times in the series. So it's kind of a little cheat sheet for any sort of neutral objective setup they want to have.
And now, I mean, talking about the point-and-click CC from DSG, they do have 2 more picks here, but there's a chance for Dignitas to try and take some of those away. They're instead taking away the Sivir as the first ban.
I mean, Sivir, I think, is just generically something that scales well and is a good wave clear, right? They'd been banning it out earlier as well. But I would really like to see them deny the Leona and some of these kind of hard engaged pairings because most of them are already gone. We've seen a lot of them are already off the table from previous ones. We have the Nico banned out. Things like Braum and Leona become really high prio in a game like this. But in my mind, it's like you could just ban one and pick the other on red side as your 4th pick and then really limit what DSG can do. So I personally feel like denying something like the Leona is more important than denying the Kaisa or the Sivir, because I just think not having any sort of like hard engage or point and click CC over on the DSG side is really, really tough. Because if you denied the Leona from them, then they have to go to something like an Ashe or whatever to try to find some sort of CC, which isn't very popular. So it is interesting, but Leona is going to be up and available, and it looks like they're trying to set up for Senna TK as a potential kind of like answer or trap card for that. Which is kind of cool. It's just heavy scaling from Dig. It's kind of, the scripts have been flipped from last game.
It has been, and I think MF would have been a really good combination, but they banned both Ezreal and MF, and they could just trap them into a pretty good Braum comp. Like, I think with what Dignitas has to offer with Braum and Maokai, I wouldn't even be concerned if you end up giving them the Leona, because that is a tough composition to walk into. But that being said, you are with Senna, and you do have a large amount of scaling in your side, so I think the early game is going to be a little bit tougher.
They can also just go Aphelios and go with like an Enchanter pairing if they want. Like, you can go Thresh, or you can say, okay, if we're expecting them to play TK, we can just come some this is the pre-counter to the TK. So the reason it's supposed to be good, you can obviously knock off the shield, but he's saying, I know you want to pick TK. We need some sort of engage. So I'm just going to pre-counter pick what my expectation is here. And now I'm curious, like, would there be any sort of a pivot? Like Braum, I was going to say, is still up and available. You can go to Braum, and I actually think it really answers this very, very well. Yeah. Because even if he hits the hook, as long as you throw up your E before you get hooked in, it's so hard to burst you down. Yeah. And I actually way prefer Dignitas' comp.
Yes,
I prefer.
I thought no matter what DSG did, I just like Dig's comp because the setup is basically just throwing them into a Braum. But now at least the element from huhi is that he can search for a Senna pick, he can search for a pick on Azir, but if he doesn't find something special, this is a tough comp to play against.
Hard for DSG to force engages. They don't have this kind of snap engage outside of Blitzcrank, and Dig can just scale infinitely into this game. Casters, what are you thinking? Are we getting a game 5 after this?
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. I think I gotta go with Dignitas' comp on this one here, too. The Lee Sin Blitzcrank definitely has a high burden of execution on it, so we'll see if this guys can pull it off.
It does, man. I also know that anything can happen. I thought Rahel was gonna walk down mid lane with his Infinity Edge and end the series.
Well, he ended the game.
He did. He did.
Yeah, he did, in a way. Photon also did, in a way.
It was a team effort.
Yeah, good flash done for Photon in the last one. But all that matters is what you do in this game. At present, one game at a time. Dignitas knew it's must-win for them in the previous game, but from every game there on out as well. So they have to remain focused, lock in. They have some really good team fight and really good scaling outs for themselves in this game. But you're still going to have to execute on that, and the pressure is still very much on.
I want to see if huhi does any shenanigans at level 1 with the Blitzcrank here. You can see Dig already overloading a bush.
Oh, yeah. This is counter shenanigans. They know that Blitzcrank often wants to engage in this level 1 tomfoolery. And so they're just going to do a little bit of their own.
You guys talking about tomfoolery and shenanigans in the same sentence.
What's the third word?
Holy
Why didn't you come in with
All
another
right,
word?
there's enough tomfoolery and shenanigans
Whoa.
here. We're tossing down to Raz, who's standing by for an interview with disguised coach Ido.
Yeah, we're giving you guys a chance to calm down, but I need to ask you, the last 2 games have been kind of crazy. Not only the comeback within game 2, but also game 3 being like that, like you had a great position. How is it from your side being able to watch the team the last 2 games in the back?
I mean, it's not fun. Every game is really stressful, even when we're in a super winning position.
Yeah.
It's still stressful. But I think it's really important to kind of like embrace the chaos and have fun with it too. Like, you need to be able to make a big mistake and laugh it off and try to come back. I think that's kind of the decision maker in long game 5 series.
Talk about the improvement you guys have been making, because not only have you guys got your first series victory versus Dignitas before, but you guys are still in match point right now versus them.
Yeah, I think our improvement's been coming along pretty well. Honestly, I think we've slowed down like a little bit these past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe even like regressed a little bit. But I think our baseline is still decent these days. I'm watching bot be a war right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think slowly we're still upward trajectory, but yeah, we've been stalling like a little bit, I think.
Final thoughts just on the composition you guys had, just because it feels like it's going to be a pretty difficult scaling comp to go up against the Dignitas.
Yeah, I think they, like, hats off to them. I think they actually had a really good draft plan going into it, but I think in game 3, I actually had a really good draft plan, and that didn't work out so well. So maybe this one won't work out so well either. Who knows? Just play better.
All right, just play better. What are your thoughts, casters?
I don't know, man. There's a little chicanery going on here, some tomfoolery, some shenanigans.
Some rambunctiousness.
Rambunctiousness, that's a good one. We got all sorts of words happening in this game.
I like that he said, what's important is you need to be able to make a big mistake and just laugh it off.
It's
and
true.
That's going to be a determining factor.
And it's not about the team comp, it's about how you use it. I think that was an important point in that interview as well.
Just play better. That's what it all comes down to. Play better than them, you're going to win. Easy peasy. Taking a look at our tri-lane camera here now, though. It's Dignitas who have to push down there in the bottom lane. Mid lane pretty even between the two, as we are going to see the first teleport amongst solo laners. DARKWING's coming back into that mid lane right now. Top side also pretty much wave locked in that middle of the lane type of state. Once we can get the scoreboard back, I do want to see what DARKWING's first purchase was like, because this is a pretty early first recall. Most of the time, when you see somebody use their teleport, they want to use it like level 4 or later. Now down here in the bottom lane, eXyu coming in. See that maybe there's an opportunity here. Sonic Wave. Nice flash out there from Isles to try to dodge away from it. eXyu still chasing, not really a chance to get anything else back here. But yeah, what I was talking about there just a second ago, the purchase for Darkwings, he recalled so he could start stacking his tier, but he only got that and one additional potion.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, too, top side, though, they're going to actually do a counter dive.
Fine dive.
Okay, Castle's the target. Sheiden wants to go in and chase after him here. Beautifully done there from Dignitas. Nice and clean.
Yeah, easy from Sheiden. He takes tower aggro real quick, then drops it with the W immediately. They delete Castle. And better news for them, they also got Castle's flash there. I thought for sure Castle was just going to be like, I'm dead, nothing I can do. But he tried to outplay it. So now it's an even worse situation where you're playing Gwen into Jayce. You have no flash. You just got dove at that minion wave. So very good stuff here for Photon and for Dignitas.
It really is the opposite of last game. I mean, last game, Sheiden tried to dive, end up giving a solo kill over to Castle.
Wow, I didn't even remember that. Like, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
That was the Vi flash in under tower with the Zion. That is actually the opposite. Yeah, this is the opposite play, correct.
We're going to see how long huhi stays level 6 this game.
Oh, God, we're going back to that. Okay.
As long as we're talking about the past, Kobe.
Yeah, I got to talk to huhi now. I got to figure out what did he do to you.
Well, now I'm going to track it this game. We're going to see when he hits level 6 on the Blitzcrank, and we're going to see how long the level 7 takes. What'd you say it was last game, Jatt? 8 minutes?
Oh, my God. Yeah, it was 8:30 until about 16 minutes.
Okay, so 7.5 minutes.
It was crazy. I've never seen it.
Well, that's what we'll track this game. We'll see how well that works out. Down here in the bottom lane, Isles and Tomo just hanging back a little bit. They don't want to allow themselves to become Blitzcrank food. But this is by far the earliest Drake of the series so far if eXyu actually stays and commits to taking this.
Yeah, well, his bot side is pushing in, and Isles, of course, still has no flash. Shaiden's going to look for the play mid while he's doing Dragon.
Ooh, nice good shuffle there coming out from Keine. Now Darkwing's in a bad spot. He's got no flash to try to get away, and with Sheiden right here, there's no way out. Keine picks up a kill.
But I want to know what the comms are like, because Sheiden was in the position to catch that first in this brush by mid lane, but then he started walking around for the wraparound gank instead, and then it ended up flashing, but
yeah, that was a good pull there from huhi, but still a little bit too close to the turret.
I hear you, Kobe, because you feel like if they were going to go for the gank, why did they not just do it together instead of having to flash over? But take the kill.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're going to take the kill. Yeah. He just ended up having to flash back to a position where he was previously.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still very good for Dignitas. 2 kills on the board, have a very good scaling draft for themselves, really good 5-on-5 capabilities, and their bottom lane also avoided any sort of like counter aggression on the bomb side. Only thing going DSG's way, of course, is the Dragon.
And I'd say there's been multiple times now where eXyu has kind of tried to do something to Isles and Tomo, and they just repel it very easily. The early Blitzcrank to try and preempt to Tahm Kench and then getting counterpicked by Braum is pretty effective. Like, I'm not generally a fan of Senna Braum lanes because I feel like they're low damage, but in this instance, I think it works quite well because it invalidates in many ways the Blitzcrank strength of hook.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to play defense while your Senna scales, your Azir scales. You have some really, really good carry possibilities later. Meanwhile, though, DSG with the Swapperoni, Castle down to the backside now and just actually teleporting huhi up here at the wave. Can he... The teleport takes so long.
Yeah.
The wave's rushing over to the tower anyways, so a lot of these ones are dying before Rahel actually gets there. Some of the melees getting dropped.
Well, I mean, hey, huhi did catch a lot of them. The ranged minions are all still there, so they're going to keep that wave pushed up. So, yeah, I like the play there from huhi using the Summoner Spellbook for that specific teleport timing. And we did get to see kind of the defensibility of the Braum that you guys are talking about with that pull that huhi landed on him close to the turret after the mid lane kill, because they pull him in, and you've got eXyu right there. And if that's some, you know, like squishier enchanter type of support or something, or even just like a melee support that doesn't have that level of defensibility, you can do a lot more damage there. But instead, Isles never even felt the pressure of needing to flash or heal or anything. You throw up the shield and walk away.
Now, Void Grubs are up right now, though they push in the top lane, and Shaiden's the one who started them up. Both junglers level 6. Might see a fight here. Mismatch bot lane where the Gwen is up against the Senna, so kind of an awkward grub fight.
Okay, Dignitas are going to secure the first grub for themselves. DSG already has that first Drake down there on the bottom side, gonna get a 1v1 at the same time. Castle going forward. Meanwhile, Weaver's wall up here around the grubs as DARKWING makes his entry. Huhi's already almost mostly dead. He's got 200 HP left, and Photon's looking to go to the skies. Isles continues chasing as Dignitas has control over the fight right now, but DARKWING is firing right on back. Nice moves coming out from DSG, and a beautiful fadeaway pull right when it looked like Dig should have been able to take it. DSG turn around and break their rib cage.
They crashed all over the rocks, Flowers, and the chase through. They couldn't quite get huhi. They couldn't quite get Rahel. Double sums used from the Aphelios. He ults them, they turn around, and the damage here coming through the jungle, they ripped them apart.
Oh, it was looking so good at the start of that fight because they were chasing them through. The Senna ult, Tomo hit 6. He didn't get solo killed by Castle. He's joining the fight anyway, slicing through all of them with the Senna ultimate. But as they get towards the blue buff, Kobe, it does seem like they crash on the rocks. So the rocks that get used there, the Senna ult's used here, full retreat for Dig at this stage. Even huhi nearly gets one-shot by Photon, flashes the Q, and then this is how they turn it around. Rocks go down, no retreat.
Yeah, they shove Braum under.
Nice
then the pull here from huhi to top it off. At the beginning of the fight, too, you see Braum puts up the wall to block out the rest of the Taliyah wall, so it kind of makes an avenue for them to escape. And then the Maokai ult came through, and that's where you're seeing these big health leads. And there was just one more auto attack left to proc that Braum passive as well, even onto eXyu. And so many of them were so close. You know, it required that huhi flash. It required the escape from eXyu and Rahel, and they're able to get the return damage and get the extra kills here onto their Aphelios. So Rahel feeling very nice now about this game. See if the Aphelios can be the big carry for DSG to try and put the series away.
I mean, that's what they're going to need, right? They need some firepower alongside the range that Aphelios can command, particularly when he has Calibrum, the green gun, to be able to contest with what Senna and Azir are going to do as the game goes on. You have an answer for the side lane pressure from Photon in the Gwen for Castle, so it's not like you're going to constantly be stressing out about that, but you need to be able to fight against these team fighters, these scalers, and eXyu and huhi are also still going to have that pressure on to make some plays. Photon, Sheiden, and Isles making some plays of their own, going in after Castle here. He fires off another round of needlework, but now he's away from his turret. He's staying alive a little bit longer, going for the snip, but the backup only arrives in Dignitas colors. Castle falls.
So Kobe, you asked about the comms on that mid gank earlier. The comms here are like, whoa, Castle just all in me, because originally they were there probably not going to die because the Gwen would have been safe, and then he all-in that pulled them down. DSG's going to try and use all those cooldowns that Dig used bottom lane, though, to get this Drake.
But meanwhile, Photon just teleported back to the mid lane turret to join up with the rest of the team for Dignitas. Disguised is trying to finish the objective, and they will manage to secure it, but Dig still wants to try to take a fight. Huhi grabs another hook onto Sheiden, plenty of damage here onto the Maokai, but DSG can't get the job done, and now Keine with a big Emperor's Divide. Huhi dies first. Another kill comes in on Rahel. DARKWINGs will be number 3. A triple kill over to Photon's Jayce. eXyu's mind's telling him no, and his body's telling him hell no. He's getting out of there.
And Dignitas are back on top, Flowers! Just like that! Dignitas, baby!
Just as we all expected. I mean, I'm recovering a bit. Couple big things in that fight. The hook in seemed good in the first place, but it really just pulled the Maokai closer to the Aphelios. I believe Rahel missed his Alt-R from Red Gun, which is about a 300 or 400 health heal that would have been able to keep him in this fight. Yeah, his R misses. That could have also been an execute on Sheiden. Then Keine comes in with the really big Emperor's Divide, and it allows Photon to clean up the kills.
Yeah, the teleport flank from Keine is so big for them. Comes in, the triple kill for Jayce now. That poke damage is going to get insane. His side lane pressure is going to be very, very difficult to deal with. Castle.
Okay, he's going to see if he can hit a pull here. Nope, Keine, good job predicting where that one was going to go. But yeah, I had mentioned right before the fight, oh yeah, you've got Gwen to deal with Jayce in the side lane. No problem. That's a bit more of a problem now.
Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, we saw there, like, when you're hooking in some of the front line, whether it is Braum or in that case was Maokai, then Sheiden was able to actually just get the root. He actually escapes over to the side where his teammate is teleporting into as well, and just works out in Dignitas' favor. So now it is Dignitas with the gold lead. Yeah, they're down some dragons, but they've got the gold lead, and they have Azir and Senna scaling up.
Also with 2 out of 3 of the grubs belonging to Dignitas, extra turret pressure for them. Keine, nice defensive shuffle there to get himself out of danger. However, there's no such shuffle there for Isles. The soldiers can only save 1.
And if you notice, he had a level advantage on the Braum there. Level 7 huhi, much faster than last game. From 8:47 to 13 minutes. It only took him 4.5 minutes this time. But now, they're gonna look to dive Keine as well.
Keine in some danger, the 4-man dive from Disguise. Keine, though, nice job getting away thanks to Sheiden providing some covering fire, but now DARKWING is ready to follow it up. The seismic shove doesn't get the job done, but eXyu does. Disguised through everybody at this one, and they're going to manage to secure the kills and get the turret. But it's important to note, Photon got the bot lane tier 1 turret just a second faster.
That was the race, that if they hadn't chased that kill, that would have been the full feats of strength upgrade, because they were the first to 3 kills in this game as well. So crucial to see if they're not able to secure the 3rd major objective and get that buff later on in the game. Chasing the kill feels good. They did get it, but it could cost them later.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of feel bad for Keine in that one. He dodged so much.
Yeah, man.
But in the end, all your dodging, like, they just catch up to you and just use their fists.
I mean,
you can dodge 10 punches, but the 11th one might get you.
He's like, all right, I didn't get CC'd here, didn't get pulled there. He just punched me today.
Yeah, punch me to death.
Well, all right, GG. Okay, Dignitas still up 1,000 gold. 2 dragons to the side of Disguised. We have the Herald spawning in 2 seconds. Considering the neutral objective feat is the only one left to claim, this means that if Herald goes over to DSG, they're going to get the boots. If it goes over to Dignitas, then it'll come down to the next Drake when that spawns about 1.5 minutes from now. And Disguised are going to go ahead and start up the Herald.
Here we go. Azir, wait, was there like a second on that teleport still? There's a tiny sliver.
It's not up yet.
Okay, Kaine's still trying to make his way over. Immediate pull coming out from huhi. Sheiden takes a ton of damage, but he ain't dead yet. Finally falls to Rahel. Needlework from Castle, clearing space as he charges forward. Now Isles is the second death, and both kills go to Rahel. Beautiful engage, the pull from huhi, the fight from Disguise, the Herald, and the feats of strength belong to them.
huhi back to smiling. We're talking about
smile grab.
How much he was smiling in the previous games, popping off, and now sometimes you just need to have a Blitzcrank in the game, Jatt, to make some magic happen.
Just make things happen. He's pulling gold in for his AD carry. That's what he's doing here. Rahel getting very fed. Will have that Infinity Edge shortly. I'd say with these fights, Photon is the one who needs to land poke. Like, with how fed he is on Jayce, if he's able to sneak some empowered shock blasts around onto Rahel, like, he can be the one that kind of takes him out of the fight. But if they're just getting hooked on the AP Maokai at the start of the fight, they're going to have no chance.
Exactly. That's why these hooks are so key for DSG, because you're not giving them any time either for the poke or for the teleport cooldown to come back up, because that thing was just a sliver still left on that. But huhi went immediately for it, lands another one. They forced the issue a couple seconds there too early for Keine to even join. And now they pop the Rift Herald mid while they start the Mountain Dragon.
Okay, but eXyu is driving the Herald towards the battle. Dignitas got to be careful about this one. A TP's also coming in to join with Castle. Now they collide with Isles. He immediately jumps back away with a flash. DSG with control over the Drake pit. They're looking to take the objective here for themselves. Weaver's wall from DARKWING's cutting everybody else off. huhi makes a pull right as he dies. He's the first one to fall, but he trades for Isles. eXyu dead next. It's a 2-for-1 trade going the way of Dignitas. Shaiden's down to 100 HP and cannot remain in the fight. The objective, Soul Point, claimed by Disguise as they continue trying to get away, but they got to be careful because Dig might not be done yet. Photon coming around from the flank. No chance to make anything more happen. So it's +1 kill for Dig, but the Drake for Disguise.
And those are actually critical, because DSG, they do need to look towards this Dragon Soul as a very big part of them winning this game. You know, Azir and Senna are starting to get scary, but let's take a look at this drive on in.
Certified banger right here. eXyu, he's able to actually land it and get out before it's a suicide, which burns the flash from Isles. And then I like how they peeled back for a good portion of time at the start of this fight. The Taliyah ultimate doesn't necessarily actually cut off the fight because everyone was still in range to do damage over the wall, and incredibly close to the execute onto Sheiden from the Aphelios glue gun explosion.
Close one there.
8-8.
Yeah, man.
2-1. Maybe we're going. I thought this had to go 5 games, Flowers.
Yeah.
I just felt like it had to.
The whole desk predicted Disguised, but they also all predicted 5 games. It was a full 3-2 prediction suite here. Everybody figured with these two teams, with the struggles they've had so far this year and being able to make sure you can not only get the lead, but then close out cleanly, you're figuring it's going to be scrappy. It's going to be a cage match, and we're kind of getting that here in Game 4.
Okay, but up until the last literal 30 seconds of the previous game, you for sure felt like this was a 3-0. Did you not?
100%.
Because
Counterpoint.
Right up until they were able to get that Baron fight after they lost the Baron. That was looking like a DSG all the way. And now, Dignitas, of course.
Yeah. But these teams, they subvert your expectations, Kobe. I'd also say everyone thought DSG was the worst team in the whole league up until last week when they beat Dig, and suddenly they're the 5th seed, and they get to pick their opponent. So you never know.
Life's crazy sometimes.
Technically, we keep doing those trailers for the LTA Championship. Both of these teams still eligible.
Yeah, they can still make it. I mean, you've got to make a tough run to get there. It's not going to be easy by any means, but it is still possible. Infinity Edge purchase completed for Rahel. This is a massive power spike.
And I think they need to use it towards the Otacon. Otacon has been good to DSG, and it has been very bad to Dignitas. So if you're stacking the odds in your favor, you would want to do that by playing on your Infinity Edge Aphelios here. Rahel's got both summoner spells, Flowers.
Well, I hope he's got his little Puppet Master marionettes to mind control Dignitas into starting it up first, because that's part of why this works so well. If Dig starts it up, you can punish Dig. But we'll see. Otacon has spawned in the bottom side of the map. And DSG trying to get the midway pushed out here a little bit. Nice chunk of damage there on the Tomo coming out from Rahel as DSG fights for control of vision here in the bot side river. Dignitas being a little on the cautious side.
Aphelios can kill Otacon fast. They're at least hoping to get the Azir teleport out. They have the bot lane push. There's the teleport. You'd think that they'd pull off, but I mean, if huhi's in the right position, they're thinking that they can maybe get it low enough. No way, they have to pull off.
No, they're still on the Otacon. It's down to half HP. DSG walking away now as the Maokai ulti flies in. huhi tanks the Maokai ulti and then uses the Mikhails on himself.
They're just gonna flip it.
Is now eXyu's ready to maybe go right on back in here. DARKWING tries to ride the Weaver's wall, but a nice block on the rest of that one coming out from Isles. There with the Unbreakable. eXyu down to 40% HP. Otacon down to 25. Otacon down to 2,000. Isles is about to die. Castle tries to go into the back as the Otacon goes over to Dignitas.
Sheiden!
Finally, Otacon. He comes up huge for Dig. They're going to claim a big dub on that one.
Wait, what did eXyu smite? I got to look at the replay here, because that was actually kind of slow. The Otacon was sitting down 1,100, 1,200, 10, like... Okay,
Sheiden got it.
Yeah, I know he got it, and that's why I'm wondering, where was eXyu's smite? Did he smite a champion or something?
We'll have to see. I
It
can
actually
check it in
is
slow
sitting,
motion too.
It's under 1,200 for quite a while, I felt like. It actually, it kind of felt like slow motion to me.
It felt like Dig was just going to get wiped.
Let's see.
Because I believe, okay, the Aphelios ult gets blocked by Isles, but
it's
then
only on Braum.
Castle does so much damage. I thought everyone on Dig was just going to die.
Jaden goes in, he W's on it.
I think he just Q'd up, Q smites.
Oh, he smited Maokai.
Yep.
There was a smite on Maokai.
I think he misclicked and hit Maokai.
Yeah. And then he's kicking Maokai away too, and then as he's flying away, Sheiden can get...
Yeah, so he wanted to click the R onto Maokai and the smite then onto Otacon.
Yeah.
But he clicked both onto Maokai.
Yeah.
Aha.
I loved... Okay, we're fighting.
I mean, that's what we paid for here, to come watch this.
That's what it's all about, boys. We wanted a scrap, and we are getting a scrap.
Soul point.
With the Otacon. Yes, this is soul point. If eXyu steals this away, it is absolutely huge. Sonic Wave, Resonating Strike, he jumps in. He tries to kick him back away. The Dragon is thrown away by DARKWINGs. Disguised gets Mountain Soul, and now Tomo's under pressure. eXyu needs a little bit more damage to the bottom lane of Dignitas is already both killed. Photon falls too. Disguised clean out both the side lanes worth of enemy players. They force the mid and jungle back, and they're right back in the driver's seat wearing a Mountain Soul shield.
eXyu gets another chance at it, but it's DARKWINGs that gets it!
True revenge on the Dignitas! DARKWINGs double teamed them!
They're fighting over who's angrier at Dig.
So this time he did, I believe he once again kicked Sheiden out of the Dragon Pit.
For sure.
In order to do the same play.
1900.
Yeah, he kicked him
I mean,
off.
he's far away.
So what's funny is huhi also hooked someone back in.
That was Tomo.
Which is Tomo, but it was right next to Sheiden. I swear that would be the funniest thing if he had actually hooked Sheiden back in and Sheiden had stolen it. Like, that would almost just be too good to be true. And it actually was, because it wasn't true.
It wasn't true. So Soul now for DSG. The Otacon buff will be on Dig for the rest of the game, which keeps them kind of in it. But against the Mountain Soul, it makes it so difficult. And how fed Rahel is getting. Again, elimination point here now, DSG with Soul.
Well, this also makes it so much more interesting once Soul is claimed, because that means now for the rest of the game, Elder is going to be a factor for both teams. Ooh. We've got 4.5 minutes until the Elder Drake spawns. So
that's pretty early for Elder.
Yeah, Baron's not even alive for the first time for another 1 minute. So we've got a lot of opportunity here for Elder Drake to be the thing that seriously decides game 4.
I just need to tell the story. At like 20 minutes, Kobe just started rubbing his hands together excitedly because Otacon was up. And in my head, I'm thinking like, there's no way they just start Otacon and fight immediately. And then they did. So this series is delivering.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
That's why he was excited. He knew.
So, also,
wait, nice pull coming out from huhi, but again, it's only on the Isles. Weaver's Wall flies out. Seismic shove forces the flash out of Sheiden here, too. Keine with a nice shuffle tries to toss Castle back towards the turret. They want to go in after Sheiden, and they finish the kill. Disguised is full sending it, Dignitas.
Yeah, I mean...
wait, what?
He had the mark on him from the sniper gun, so he's able to shoot him.
That was the Calibrum, that's right. I didn't see the mark on him. He gets the final shot from downtown, and Rahel makes it a 2-for-1.
200 years, baby!
The original.
Barons are right on time, boys!
Oh, they can actually just get this almost for sure.
Sheiden and Keine are dead. Like, that's the enemy jungler?
No way he can steal it.
Okay, yeah, a Braum just walking up casually.
It would have to come a Photon
well, have to swap
Shock Flash. Yeah. Photon Shock Flash would have the biggest chance, but he's not even going over there.
He is now. No, okay.
Baron for Disguised.
They're in a lot of control now. Rahel especially is more and more fed. 7 kills, 7 assists. Let's check the gold on them as well.
Let's check that snipe first. Okay, so beginning, la la la. I love that when Lee Sin goes in and you can get some ults out. You know, you fake out Braum, you get the Braum ult down. But really the action is over here. huhi flashed in to get the knockup, but then Tower Shot ends up killing him. Yeah, there's the ulti. Got the AoEs. He's got him on both.
Oh, the Braum E ran out a quarter second before that bullet went through as well.
And I'm also pretty sure that bullet was a crit, because it looked like he had too much health to die to a single auto attack that was just not hitting the crit value. So that was a pretty big individual auto attack there to kill Keine and guarantee that they could take the Baron. Now they've got the Red Bull Baron for the next 2 minutes. And that is scary, Jatt, because look at those timers. The Elder Dragon spawns almost exactly as the Baron ends, so Summoner's Rift is disguised to control up until then. huhi forcing out the stasis from Keine. eXyu wanted to go in, but he doesn't find the right kick. He only gets Isles, so that'll be a 1-for-1 trade.
Wrong
Kobe, are you okay?
I'm more than okay. I am loving this. This is so good. Rahel's going to destroy the tower flowers. Okay. They're going to get their inhibitor.
Okay, well, Disguise, they got the bot lane inhib. They've still got a 4v4 here on the map. huhi's going to use his Summoner Spellbook to teleport back in, rejoin with the rest of the team. Honestly, huhi's been having some really good pulls this game. He's been hitting those hands.
huhi's been incredible on the Blitzcrank. 13 assists, 15 kills.
eXyu flashed in for that, baby.
I know. Okay. I mean, did they kill him? Yeah, I think they killed the Braum.
Yeah, they killed him.
Yeah, they killed the Braum. He went in. They got a 1-for-1.
He was envisioning a different 1-for-1, but you still got him.
Give tower, chill, give tower. Oh.
They might look at it.
Oh, wait, one passer. Listen on push. Kai back after. That's it. Done.
There's a midwave. Can we defend on her?
Yeah, we can.
Done. No more fighting. No more fight.
Chill.
They need to stay locked in this game to make this go to a game 5. I mean, it felt like hope was lost in game 3, but they were able to find that engage onto Rahel by Baron and end the game right after. They need a similar thing to happen in this game in order to win.
Okay, well, they're making their move here mid lane. Castle absorbing a lot of it because Gwen is immune. Now Isle's going to be your target. Huhi looking for a pull onto somebody a little bit more valuable. And there he finds it. Sheiden gets chopped down to size. And Dignitas are now in a 4v5 yet again with the Elder Dragon spawning in just 10 seconds. Castle's going to take a recall, teleport back to join the rest of the team. Meanwhile, Dignitas continues pushing forward. Isles gets pulled back into everybody, and he's not so unbreakable anymore. Rahel, godlike on the Aphelios, and now Castle's ready to return here with a TP. Dignitas only 3v5 on the map. The Elder surely goes to disguise.
I love the confidence that DSG played that with, specifically Castle at the beginning. Just receiving that engage, having confidence in his Gwen W. He waits out the entire thing, knowing that they have the Taliyah who can collapse much quicker. And so they have the perfect counter there for DSG. That about wraps. Well,
Hey, you better be careful there, buddy.
I didn't finish saying it.
Yep,
Okay.
Kobe's calling it.
About wraps
Elder
it
point.
up.
No way that they come back from it now.
We should do a new bet for chatters right now because it may look pretty one-sided.
I mean, Castle's looking for a solo kill, no flash on Keine.
He's just throwing out the needlework here. He
Land
needs like
one more.
one more hit and he'll execute. There, yeah, wow. Castle just seeing the opportunity, taking it. Keine dead now for the next 45 seconds, and Disguised are quickly moving into position to start really pushing.
Yeah, there's no inhib on the bot side right now, so even though they don't have Baron currently, with the 4v5, they can likely force Dig off of this turret. If not, Huhi's always got the ability to hook somebody in.
Okay, tier 3 turret in the mid lane, that's your target, and it won't stay standing much longer. Now the inhibitor will fall just as quickly. Disguised with the Elder still for a minute and a half. They've got super minions flowing in from 2 different lanes. The first Nexus turret is already about to die, and Dignitas are on their last legs. Another beautiful pull coming out from Huhi, and Isles is down. Everybody on Dignitas is eviscerated by the Elder Drake. Ladies and gentlemen, it's done. Disguised will win their second ever series here in the LTA, and they will eliminate Dignitas doing it.